Hello and welcome to this online lecture. This time we're going to be talking about chemicals that are called pH indicators. Basically, pH indicators are either chemical solutions or there's actually a digital option now that tells you the pH of a solution. And pH basically is a way for chemists to measure how acidic or basic a solution is. It's a logarithmic scale that goes from 0 to 14 with 7 in the middle, and the lower end of that scale indicates that the solution that's being measured is acidic, and then the upper end of that scale indicates that the solution being measured is basic. Oops, that's a D. So 0 to 7 acids, 7 to 14 base. Usually when you get something that's right around 7, you would consider that to be neutral. Neither an acid nor a base at that point. There are a couple different options that chemists have for trying to figure out where something falls pH-wise. The first one, when you actually need to know the actual number, there are actually digital pH meters. And basically this is like a little device. It would have a little digital readout that could display a number, and then there'd be like a probe. A lot of them are handheld devices like this. And you'd stick it into a solution, and then some number would come up on the display, and that number would be the pH. So basically a little digital pH meter just tells you the pH. If they stuck it in something and you got a reading of like 2.3, then you know that whatever you put it in was an acid. Pretty acidic too, 2.3. On the other hand, if you stuck it in something and it said it was 8.6, then you'd know that what you were measuring was a base. But sometimes you don't have access to a digital pH meter, or sometimes it doesn't really matter if you know how precise, like if you know exactly the pH of something, you just want to know if it's an acid or a base. And in that case, chemists use what are called indicator solutions. So indicator solutions use color to quickly and easily tell you the pH of whatever you put the indicator in. So these would be like liquids that change color based on the pH that they're in. Probably one of the most common ones, and one of the funnest ones to say, is phenolphthalein. So hold on, this is a really long word. It's fun to say, not so fun to write or spell. So phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein. And phenolphthalein reacts this way. If you put phenolphthalein in an acid, then it's going to just remain clear. And if you put phenolphthalein in a base, it's the second time I've done that this lecture. If you put phenolphthalein in a base, then it's going to turn pink, bright pink. So in an acid it's clear, and in a base you get like a almost like a fuchsia color, kind of like, oh, let's see, kind of like this, but much brighter. Hold on. So much more like this, like a bright pink fuchsia color. So that's phenolphthalein. Another really common one, again, these are indicator solutions. So when you put them into a solution, based on the solution's pH, they're going to change their color. It's the color that tells you if something's an acid or a base. There's a compound called litmus. Oops, I still got that's the phenolphthalein. And litmus is a compound that's created from some lichens that also is an indicator. And there's different types of litmus. So there's red litmus and there's blue litmus. So red litmus will be a reddish color. It's not like perfectly red. It's kind of reddish. A reddish color in acid, and it turns a bluish color in a base. And blue litmus will be blue in a base, and then it will turn red in an acid. It's a little redder than that. So red litmus does this, and blue litmus does this. Starts out blue and turns red if you put it in an acid. Red litmus starts out red and turns blue if you put it in a base. There are a whole lot of other indicator solutions that are used in chemistry, but these are probably the most common two. But there's a huge list of them out there, and how they act depending on what you put them in is easily found on the internet. So, but for this course, these are the ones that you're going to be responsible for. So make sure you understand the pH scale and how that works. Make sure you understand how a digital pH meter works and what you do with the number that you get out of it, how you can tell if something's an acid or a base. And then make sure you can remember these two, I guess 3 indicator solutions and how they work when you put them in different acids or bases. That's it for this video lecture. As always, thanks for watching, and if you have questions, feel free to ask in class.